I've been called lots of stuff. Yeah, I've done a lot of deed. I've had it rough and tough. You know I've smoked a lot of weed. Mellow, don't you know? Well, I've learned a thing or two, like when and where I should go to, what I should or shouldn't do. I've been left alone, no company, but that's alright with me, 'cause I'm big and ugly. I'm big and ugly. I'd like to let it grow, you know I'm talking about my beard. I'll have you all know that I know sometimes it might look weird, but I got a friend upstairs whom I'll keep confiding in. I know he's there 'cause when I knock he always lets me in. Brings me peace with what it is and what is not for me. To accept what I see, they're looking back at me as big and ugly. Big and ugly. I could have been small and cute and play a flute like a dream, or sing like an angel, maybe play ukulele. But I got to work with my hands and keep dragging it along, banging on that old guitar. Sometimes I'll write a song. I lose a few friends, so it seems I got no enemies. 'Cause what you get is what you see, that's how it is with me, 'cause I'm big and ugly. I'm big and ugly. Big and ugly.
Hey, we're back, everybody. It's end of another Friday episode of the Big Uglies. We're back to our normal scheduled time. You know, the FCC tried to shut us down last week, and we had a brief hiatus. Hyenas? We had a brief hiatus, and we had to do a Monday show, and now we're back here on Friday. Normal, regularly scheduled time and program. And another exciting shebang is we're back on Instagrams. So welcome to the Instagram people that are following along. I
was gonna do the I don't know if we had it.
Hold on.
We don't need.
I got this. Yeah.
It's gone.
We're back. We also have this explosion. That's a fun one. We have a gunshot. That's the gayest gunshot ever, by the way. What is that? Listen to that.
We can't hear it.
So gay. It's.
I think you can only hear that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it's a only
on my end. And the listener,
part of the OnlyFans that you're subscribing to has its own sound.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Welcome to OnlyFans, everybody. I might be the only person left on the internet who doesn't have an OnlyFans. I think.
Well, I don't have one. You think somebody made one for me somewhere that they're making money off of me?
That'd be hilarious. Yeah, that would be the worst thing ever. Is you have your identity stolen and then somebody's OnlyFansing you, just using your naked pictures.
somebody else's dick, and you're like, dude, that's not even my dick, dude.
Yeah, it better not be my dick. If it's my dick, you ain't making a dime.
They might. People are into that sort of thing.
People are into regular old penis. Do you know what I love about this man's penis? It is in no way spectacular.
Yeah. I think mine would be sort of studied or something, because they like, his face doesn't match this pretty dick.
An only white nigger dick in the history of the world.
There's probably a couple that have had that, like
Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce famously had a white ND.
Really?
Yeah, he had WND before. Wait, remember he was putting it on them chocolate bitches?
Yeah, but he wasn't like, they're probably attracted to the money. Is he a guy who's definitely, people have said that? Because there's other people that go, dude, this guy's got a hammer, like my buddy Frank, like that sort of thing.
Taylor Swift put a song out in a new record that's called Wood, and she calls this dude a redwood like 4 or 5 times. Now she could be talking about his height in general.
I think she's talking about trees.
But I think she's talking about this dude dick.
Yeah.
I think she's talking about.
We've spent entirely too much time on that.
and yet, I don't think we spent enough time. I don't think we've talked about Travis Kelce's dick. We're going to new heights. Burm, 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 burm.
That's why.
Yeah, that's what you
That's
climb.
where the new height. You have to climb it, or if you sit on it, new heights.
I would be Jason. You would be Travis, which is fine, because I'll controversially say that Jason has the hotter wife. How about that?
That is controversial, because
Jason's wife,
he doesn't.
Jason's wife is way hotter than Taylor. I'd take Kylie Kelce over Taylor Swift any day of the week.
Bro, she's got a chin like Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah.
She literally looks like old town Philadelphia. Like,
yeah. She's our finest piece.
She looks like a descendant of a founding father, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I want that Thomas Jefferson ass. You know what I'm talking about?
That's definitely has a Mount Rushmore face.
A woman who could tend to the land. That's what I like. I like that land.
That 1923 face.
Fuck yeah. Tallest of the Amish. Bring her on. You got
she does the thing where she like tilts her neck to the side and she has an Adam's apple.
I love it.
Ew, dude.
Yeah,
that's a guy feature, dude. What are you saying?
Field hockey action. Yeah, dude.
No thanks.
She's one of those girls you would have met in Old Town Philadelphia and be like, oh shit, you got all your original teeth, don't you? Yeah.
You want to go hang out down by the Schuylkill?
You fucking dare insult our princess, okay? She is a Delco 15, all right? She's a prettiest girl who's ever been from South Philadelphia.
She's like a Allentown 9.
She's an Allentown 30.
I don't know, dude. There's some baddies in Allentown. They're just all on pills.
Country dog, like
they're all on pills, fucking black dudes, but they're there.
Yeah, well, that's what ruined Allentown, if we're being honest.
Who is Allen? I'm sure they're not making him proud.
That's when it went from Allentown to Lancaster, if you know what I'm talking about.
You said that you have, this is written in our agenda, that you have psychic powers again.
Well, listen, I'm just saying my psychic powers have never gone away. So I had a friend post a story on Instagram earlier. Nothing crazy, nothing too spectacular, just talking about their business. Okay.
Is she an Allentown 8?
No, she would be an Allentown 25. No, she's a pretty lady. But you literally just posted a thing about her business, and I just DM'd her, and I was like, bitch, you pregnant, ain't you? And she was like, oh no, how did you know? Am I fat? I was like, no, you're not fat. You're not fat. It's
a glow.
It's a soulful glow that's in your face. And yeah, I go, what are you, 4 or 5 weeks? She's like, Jesus Christ. So I just say all that to say this. Back when the abortion ban happened in 2021, everybody came for Denny like he was a fucking psychopath, because I said, what kind of skanks don't know they're pregnant at 6 weeks? I'll save you the trouble. I'll tell you. You just come to me, and I'll go, pregnant.
Is this now? This is not guessing. This is science.
No. This is a full guttural, intuitive thing.
Gut.
Yeah. I can read you and go. So I can tell right now you're not pregnant. I'll tell you that.
Do you have to put your hand on their stomach or?
No, that part's just for me. I'll do that. I'll do that if they let me. Yeah. I'll just go. Hold. You know what? It actually really helps if you let me put one on the stomach and one in the pussy. Then I'll tell you for sure. You know what?
That's what I tried to say. You finger. I'm like,
I give you the all clear. You know, you guys can't see this. I'm doing this.
You don't throw a wrist in there like the real doctor. I think doesn't the real doctor throw the whole like? Don't they fist him and then feel around for the baby?
Some physician for Olympic gymnasts? No, I'm a clairvoyant. I'm not a sick bastard.
They don't do that no more. They have ultrasounds and stuff. Are you?
Yeah, and they don't win golds anymore either. In case you didn't notice that, they take mental.
No, I meant physicians. I didn't mean fucking molesting Olympics. Olympians.
He used to molest up some gold medals every couple of fucking 4-2 years. You know what I'm talking about? So
I mean, that's what the trauma did, right?
Listen, were those girls sexually assaulted? Yeah, but were they also champions? Yeah. So
Penn State.
What's good for the goose, good for the gander. Now, interestingly enough, the raped Penn State teams were not very good.
They were not champions.
They were not champions. I don't even think they won a bowl game.
Because the molesting is different when it comes to men, right?
Yeah, well, you can't do it with a team sport. It's an individual thing.
Even though it was Team US.
Yeah, you can't rape a whole team into being great. I mean, Herb Brooks tried, right? But that's why the name on the front of the jersey is way more important than the name on
the back.
Because you don't want to be.
Yeah, you're going to go out there and give it your all.
Ain't nobody want to be reading while they're doing work in the back. You know what I'm talking about?
Listen, if molesting men got them to be champions, Al Michaels would have been saying, "Do you believe in miracles?" Yes, way more.
Yeah,
way more often.
Would have been like 1 second. You know what I mean? The quote would have been, the soundbite would have been very different.
Because, when we did talk about the glow of pregnancy, some influencers got mad at us for saying, oh, she has a glow about her, whereas this one doesn't. And one of them turned out to be a narcissistic demon. And the other one was Lauren Chen.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. That's, now that you say it, yeah. I mean, listen,
a couple of years ago, when we were back on Censored, we had a poll.
We did a March Madness
bracket.
We did a bracket of conservative influencers. Do we even remember who we put in there?
I know specifically Lauren Chen was versus Ashley St. Clair because they were both pregnant at the time.
They were both new mothers at the time.
Yeah. And we said, oh, Lauren Chen had a certain glow about her.
Well,
people voted. We didn't do the voting.
This was after the vote came in and Lauren Chen had won, and we were trying to
rationalize what the people voted.
Could they have possibly seen that would have made them choose Lauren Chen?
And we
rationalized it. What we did not know at the time is they very well could have been paid by Russia to vote for Lauren Chen. We don't know. But we also know that
Ashley did not like the results.
We also know that glow might have been missing from Ashley St. Clair because her baby was made in a scientory with Elon Musk. So this
was when she had her first kid. She abandoned.
This was pre-Elon.
Yeah, pre-Elon.
Elon Musk.
This was Elon, the Phantom Menace.
Okay, yeah. Really long, way too much exposition.
You don't like Phantom Menace?
No. I mean, no, it's okay. I like the Phantom Menace.
I'm one of the few people that I think likes the prequels.
I think the first prequel is good. I think the third
Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I think the third prequel is a pile of shit. And I
think the opposite. I think Revenge of the Sith is awesome.
No, I think Attack of the Clones is maybe the worst Star Wars movie ever. But I think if I were to rank them, like everybody hates the way I rank them, but I would put 7 as the best. And
that's Return of the Jedi.
No, yes, I would put
the Ewoks and all that.
No, 7 is the first one with the chick. That I think is the best Star Wars movie of all of them.
Force Awakens?
Yeah, Force Awakens. That I think is the best one of all of them. Then I would put the Phantom Menace as number 2. I think that's the second best Star Wars movie of all time. And then I would say probably Rogue One is probably number 3 for me. So I think the original trilogy, and I've said this many times, I think the original Star Wars trilogy is some of the worst films ever fucking made ever.
That's why they need the yellow banner.
Yeah.
So Brian De Palma came up with that.
We forgot to write a script. So we're going to just bring you up to speed on all of this.
So all those directors used to hang out, right? And it'd be Brian De Palma and George Lucas and Spielberg and stuff, Oliver Stone. And George Lucas showed them a cut.
Yeah.
And they're like, I got to be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Why is this furry guy with him and all that? So he was like, you know, what'd be cool is if you put a thing in the beginning that just told us what happens or why do we got to this point. And that's where the whole yellow scroll came from, was Brian De Palma telling him that, like, dude, if you don't do something like this, nobody's gonna know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, and for the most part, I feel like I still didn't know what the fuck was going on. I also didn't like all the assumptions that we were just supposed to know, like, oh, the big black guy, he's the bad guy, right? Because he's all black, and he just came in. Oh, okay, he's clearly the villain. Like, I just hate all of the. Do you know what Oliver Stone said when they all got together and they screened the movie? Hey, you should write a fucking script for this. It'd be great. You should actually write a script.
It's funny that Oliver Stone, another one is that Oliver Stone got over his cocaine addiction by writing Scarface. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Every time there's like an excessive scene of cocaine and there's a mountain of cocaine on there, he wrote that when he had like an urge to do blow. Like, that's how he just grossly exaggerated the amount of cocaine in the movie to be like, this is so gross. Who does this? Oh, I was doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Which begs the question, what the fuck was Tony Kaye doing before he made American History X? You know what I'm talking about? Like, he's like, man, I'll tell you.
And he was hanging out in jails with all the Aryan Brotherhood and was like, I got a story.
I must have stomped out 2-3 dozen of them. And then I thought, you know what? I should write about this. Should maybe write about this. I should
write what you know.
Write what you No. Ed, come here, my man. Come here. He's got the acoustic guitar around his chest while he's directing the film like a fucking hippie. Ed, come here. That's not how you curb stomp. I don't know where you learned this from, but let me show you how it's really done.
Do you
agree with the cradle and the silver spoon? He's just singing songs like.
Do you have that stance, that an opinion that a lot of people have, where they say, "Oh, you couldn't make that movie today. You couldn't make such a movie today."
Yeah, you can do anything you want. I have the Ricky Gervais mindset. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Have done as well. I mean, first of all, was it a blockbuster hit in the theater? No, it wasn't to begin. It probably would do better today if you
it would go straight to streaming.
Well, yeah, maybe, but I think even if you released American History X theatrically, it would do better today.
Because the director was like, this is not even what he wanted out of it.
It just
apparently there's another cut where
comes out and it's just the comedy of the year. It's completely like
I think the original version he was supposed to go back to doing it after his brother dies, and he just like can't cover up his tattoo, and he's just like, no way. But they're like, no, that can't be the end.
He can't rejoin the Nazis. Like, we can't end it. The Nazis were right the whole time.
Right. So he's like, I think people are getting the wrong idea from this.
Let's let the audience draw their conclusion on their own.
But, you know, that's of course an audience opinion that people have today.
God forbid that people would have walked away from that movie in 1998 thinking, wow, the blacks were the problem the whole time, and then have just had to sit by for the next 20 years while black people continuously prove them right.
It's funny that
here we undercover racists again, Carl. This is us being secret undercover racists for even talking about
black behavior.
Yeah, you can't even talk about black. You can't even talk about black arts without being accused of being a secret racist. Also, if we're secret racists, we are the worst at it. Worst at keeping the secret. Don't you dare call me a secret racist. I think I'm doing a pretty good job of publicizing.
But it's just like one criticism of some race is a hack joke, where the other one is like, dude, you guys see, you racist dog. And it goes back to what I said about like, the audience has these opinions that, oh, you couldn't make this today. Like, because you're a coward audience member. Yeah. Right? No. You're the cowards that think, oh my God, looking around the room and see if anyone's offended before you laugh is a learned behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we've reached the point of what our favorite topic is now is internet opinions. And these people have opinions, what I'd call, there's the good, the bad, and the everything.
Yeah, what I was marveling at today, and we talked about this on the show last week, was the Theo Von thing, and he had come out and done an episode and was like, I'm not suicidal though, even though I said I was to everybody. I was like, the thing that's fucking crazy to me is if you go into this is where I sort of stopped giving a shit about the crazy things that people say or the lies they tell about me in the comments of stuff, because people will make up anything about anybody. Like if you go into the comment thread of that Theo Von episode where he was like, I'm not actually suicidal, it's just been tough, things have been tough, etc., etc. There's so much like pontification in the comments where people are just like, nah, what I heard is that I heard he's got big gambling debts, you know what I mean, and he had to suck somebody's cock. Like the comments sound like Theo Von stories that he would tell on the podcast. Like, I heard this guy's in deep with the Ukrainian mafia and he had to suck a couple of dudes off in the middle of the parking lot before the show. Like,
that's what happens, man. Sometimes you get so deep in it and you're giving reach arounds.
You ever be sitting in the middle of a Waffle House and it's about to break off and you're sitting there like, I'm the only white dude in this whole place. I'm about to get bisquicked.
Dog, it's like that, doggy. Because sometimes, it's space aliens coming after you at the same time as Israel. And you're like, what?
Right. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's really funny is that the comment section of all comment sections they all sound like things that Theo Von has thought out loud.
But I find it hilarious that there's also the total, like the people who don't do the thing that we do ever, who could never get up on stage, who just literally not only make up those things, but then have no idea how like a process works and all that. Like we talked about it last week about the like Netflix taping and like, hell, they'll stop you from doing a joke. They'll make you redo things and stuff. Usually it's at the end, blah, blah, blah. We gave them grace for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, these people in the comments were like, that's why when you step foot out there and they own you and control you, they were telling him what to say every second. I'm like, were you even there?
Yeah, there were people who thought he kept checking in with his producers because
it was like they're feeding him lines from the side.
Yeah. They were like they're telling him what to say, and it's like, you don't think for a second he's just like, did we get it? You know what I mean? Like, did we get it, or do I need to do another one, or do we need an alt? Like, that's pretty common.
He made a video. In that video that he made, he was like, I eat failure for breakfast, dog. Eating failure flakes. And you're like, okay, well, you're not giving much. You're kind of giving a lot of credence to these goofies online. Like, he's like, write what you want, dog.
Yeah,
right. I'm like, dude, don't even address them.
Yeah, I mean, it's, and then everyone's, what I think is funny too is like, you'll see these things where they're like, Theo Von wasn't ever fucking funny, just like Dave Chappelle, and you're like,
yeah, Dave Chappelle, like Chappelle is just that stuff is just
for you to be like he's never been funny. You're out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah, you can have a critique of Chappelle like, oh, his last couple specials I don't find funny, or it wasn't for me, or any of that. But to be like that guy was never funny, I was like, you still quote him in the back of your brain.
Never funny. I could literally, I bet I could find a sketch from Chappelle's show that would make Hannah Gatsby laugh out loud.
There's no way you could even say that. They said the same thing about Louis when Louis
Yeah.
went through his thing, and he was just like,
Crank it
"Well, he
down.
was never funny anyways." I go,
You guys were breaking your necks trying to suck his dick as he walked up to collect Golden Globes for Louis. It's the greatest show on TV ever. It's the most artistic.
That's why
Like
all these comics got on stage just wearing black shirts.
they
and
were
that-
so ready to crown him the next Woody Allen, and then he slips up one time and they crown him the new Woody Allen. You know what I mean? And it's just like, give the guy a fucking break, man. Is he Woody Allen or is he now he's Woody Allen?
So when it comes to like internet, and we've said this before, we're very opinionated. We have a lot of bullshit opinions. We have a lot of strong opinions about things. But then there's the people, and you pointed this out to me, that have an opinion about everything.
Yeah. I mean,
there is not a thing they don't have an opinion on.
There's also these people that are so clearly projecting like their own shit into the comment threads of other things, where like, this guy looks like his wife's been breaking his balls all day about my 2 kids at home, and you're like, wait, what? Did you forget you were talking about him and not you? Halfway through typing?
Yeah, I mean,
this guy looks like he's going to kill my wife for me. What, I might kill my wife? And you're like, wait, what? What the fuck is that?
I mean, I get it. I shouldn't even waste time, like, arguing with people online or making that. But, sometimes I will be like, dude, this is fucking hack bullshit. Like earlier today that happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel the need of, I came from a time where like Fred Durst used to call out like the singer of Creed.
Let's unpack this, because I really do want to get to the core of like why you feel compelled to say anything.
Okay. Well, there's from a time like when rappers, growing up, they were like, fuck that guy. And I'll write a song about. Now everybody's friends. That's like the Kendrick and Drake thing went so far, is because like now everybody's friends all the time on all the songs. Mm-hmm. Nobody ever checks other rappers of like, dude, you guys make dog shit. I'm gonna make this. Like, no, there's no active open competition, right? The first format of Last Comic Standing was them looking in the camera and go, I think I'm funnier than, and they say the comic's name. And that was how they went home. It wasn't,
and then they would do a head to head, and then the audience would vote on who they thought was funnier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that, like, true competition breeds greatness. And we're supposed to have this comedy community and all this stuff. But everything is like passive aggressive behind closed door. Everybody's like, keep doing your thing, dog. Because they saw a video went viral. And they think that they could get something from that someone if they just keep like fake supporting them, even if they disagree wholeheartedly with what they say, even if what they say is bullshit, or even if you think they're ruining comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, why do you feel compelled to say that? I don't know. I just love comedy. I love the art that we do, and I love it. And I'll just be like, oof. And I could keep that to myself, but I don't know, something, man, maybe it's like a fucking teacher thing in me, but I just want the audience to stop being like fucking like slop heads and like think for yourselves. Like, so like it bothered me when I told you I had like 80,000 followers on Vine and stuff. And I used to make fun of all this shit, but starting with internet comedy and sketches that were on there, used to just post a video and people would laugh. Then they started billboarding it at the top, like, such and such, like white girls be like, women be like, dads be like, and you're like, why are you? Well, just let the people watch and grasp what the video is. Why are you telling them the punchline or the end before they get there? It's the same reason people love spoilers and all this other shit when it comes to movies. You don't need to know.
Yeah, it's really about algorithming. And the one thing that I agree with you on when you go on your tirades about, doesn't this suck? I go, yeah, I'm not even watching it. I don't care. But the one thing I will say is it does create some false sense of accomplishment or achievement with a lot of shitty comedians, right? And like, and what's interesting to me is like, so going back to the Theo thing, there are people who went to that show and they go like, I felt like my fucking evening was wasted. Okay, that's fair. But part of the reason your evening gets wasted is because you consume this shit in a mindless way that where the cream is no longer what rises to the top. It's the consistent bullshit, right? So like if you're a mediocre, like I'll give you 10 comedians names, right? And you can go through and I go, find me one fucking bit that made you laugh out loud, right? Because I'll give you fucking 100 that aren't good. 100 clips that aren't good, but they're either pretty women or they rest on tropes or hack shit, you know, the stuff that's just quickly digestible to the average person who really isn't a comedy fan, right? So like a real comedy fan, somebody who likes people like Big J or likes people like Louis or likes people like Attell, like they're never going to hear somebody do a joke that's basically an overused meme. Like we used to have this comic in Minneapolis named KJ, and this is no shade at KJ. Well, maybe it is, but you know, KJ, friend of mine, I've known him for a long time. He's a good dude, right? Really loved comedy, wanted in the worst way to be a comedian. But we would do open mics together, and he's like a 6'5" black dude. Looks like he's fresh out of a Spike Lee movie from the 90s with like the forward baseball cap, like the dad baseball cap and the glasses and the leather bomber jacket. And you're just like, you're such a 90s Wilson's leather black guy. And you know, like basically dressed like Key and Peele dressed as the Black Republican.
Yeah, Black Republican. That's just funny.
Exactly. That was KJ, right? And KJ would go up there and do like the most hack. Like, she'd be like, you know, I'm tired of short people asking me to get stuff off the top shelf or change a light bulb or do this. And I don't be walking up to short people like, dust my balls off, nigga. And he would like eat shit. And we would be in these like alt Minneapolis comedy bars with comedy fucking nerds who like watch Dimitri Martin and fucking Mitch Hedberg and like Doug Stanhope. They're not watching mainstream comedians. The most mainstream person they liked was Mitch Fatel. And you probably don't even know who the fuck that is if you're watching this podcast right now. So he would bomb and then he would blame it on race. He would go, oh, y'all ain't talking about the black experience? Y'all ain't feeling the black experience? And we'd be like, KJ, first of all, this is not the black experience. Second of all, this has nothing to do with that. You're doing elementary, basic bullshit comedy, and these people are too fucking bright and too into comedy for that shit.
Yeah.
They'll take weird and the guys who did really well in those rooms were guys like Chris Maddock. You can go look him up. He's one of the most brilliant fucking writers I've ever seen. Very funny. People like Rory Scovel would kill in those rooms because they were weird and irreverent and different, and they wrote like a fucking monster. Non-stop writing. They would never turn out with this bullshit meme level comedy. Now, in the era of social media, and particularly in cities like LA, people have found out that, well, most of the people on Instagram aren't these diehard comedy fans. They're just people. So you can run this hack fucking garbage. You can steal bits. You can do shit that has been done a million fucking times. My face when she keeps sucking after I nut. Like, there's been a million of those memes. You can do stand-up of that garbage, and you can get fucking 500,000 followers because you post that shit every fucking day. And people tell you and I this all the time, like, you know, if you guys posted videos every day, you'd have like hundreds of thousands of followers, and you'd be able to tour, and you'd be able to make so much more. Yeah, but you know what? 90% of the shit on my page would suck. Mm-hmm. Because it would just be every thought I had to feed the beast. And it's like, that's not art. That's not creative. That's not good. Do you think Kevin Smith is uploading every piece of film he's ever shot in his fucking life? No, it's called editing. It's called editing, and good artists do a fuckload of it before they put shit out. And, this is where crowd work has fucked comedy, because it's the idea of you go up and say shit. Just go up and say shit. Just go up and say shit. And film it.
And get a clip of it, and then boom. And then they go, well, they don't want to burn material with all these clips. So stop putting out all the clips.
Listen, some of these comics who have 500,000 or 1 million followers have it because they uploaded a clip of them bombing and somebody calling it out in the audience, think we know who I'm talking about, and them humiliating themselves. And because they're a hot tattooed chick, that's still got them 1 million fucking more followers. And then they're like, and then so the clubs go, well, she's got fucking 10 million followers. We have to book her. Well, is she good? Are you going to refund all of the tickets at the end of the night?
Yeah. And it's more like the state of comedy and the state of things. I could say this about sports too, right? Nobody wants to do their fucking job anymore. Right? If your job is to fill the seats as a comedy club, the comics following on social media shouldn't matter. If your job is to develop talent and book the best, you should be developing talent and booking the best. You should be dictating to the audience who's good and who's not if you're a talent booker.
And here's the thing, like when I moved to LA, the first example of that, where people are like, oh, he's this fucking new kid who's just taken off because of technology like YouTube and everything else, was Bo Burnham.
Oh yeah. And he was brilliant.
But you go look at his shit, you're like, this kid's fucking incredible.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Incredible linguist. He's an incredible writer. His fucking musicianship is out of this world. Like,
yeah,
this is, and by the way, that was the thing that made us all hopeful, was like, wait a minute, this super talented kid just went on the internet, exposed himself to the world, went viral, and now they can't fucking.
Well, that was Pee Wee Herman that exposed himself. I don't think.
Yeah, you know what I mean. What I'm saying, but they couldn't deny Bo Burnham, so that was the thing that was like, oh, this internet is powerful for us. You never think in a million years that you're going to use the technology is going to make it worse.
Yeah, so there are people be like, well, you need to use social media as a tool, and I'm like, true, but also this is a detriment. I love that comment. It's a slot-based economy.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that AI is popular is, one, people are lazy as fuck and they just want to keep scrolling. So give me content.
Yeah.
So when it's considered content and no longer comedy, then you're like, what? And so they're like giving, like, I see comedians or so-called comedians attempting to give social media lessons in classes and shit like that. And you'd be like, so you're a consultant now?
Right.
For this, like,
right.
You don't have enough jokes to do it. Like, I'll give you a comedy class, but I can't tell you how to market myself on social media without saying faggot, right? So like,
it's so funny. It's like, I'll talk to these people, right? I'll talk to these people who have the 100,000 and the 200,000 or the whatever, and you go, oh, how did you figure that out? And then they inevitably go, I talked to somebody else who figured it out, and you get all the way to like patient zero. And you go, hey, man, do you ever talk about comedy ever? And that's what's amazing to me is like when we were starting, and I'm way ahead of you in terms of start year, but when we were starting, there was no, like YouTube had been out for a year when I started doing stand-up. None of these other socials, there was like Facebook and MySpace. MySpace comedy was like the big deal. Like if you were featured, one of your videos was featured on MySpace comedy, that was a big deal. I had a featured video on MySpace comedy one day. It was like the greatest day of my life. And Dane Cook was like number one on that shit every day. But every fucking night in the green room, every night, we just talked about comedy. We just ran bits. We talked about comics we loved. We talked about topics. It was all about fucking comedy. It was not, we did not sit in a green room and go, how did you get your Instagram? How did you get that video to go viral? How did you?
It's so annoying, dude.
Talk about any of that. And now walk into a green room today, any green room in any comedy club in America, and all they're talking about is the business of it. How to get your videos to pop, how to edit clips, how to use what thumbnails to use. Oh, I'm with this marketing company. They helped me with this and they helped me with this. And now I got everyone's just trying to algorithm fuck the system And that's just it, and that's why so much comedy sucks.
But that's why there's so many busts in the NFL now, right? Is
Great.
that instead of taking the drive down to a school, a small school, and checking out the guy that nobody heard of, you go and take some other third party's word for it because you're taking the. You're like, dude, don't check him. I already did that. Look at his PFF numbers. He stinks,
Right?
And you're like, what is that?
Right.
Like PFF number doesn't take into account the guy's assignment. You have no idea what his assignment was on that play, but you're grading his number.
If you could judge a book by its cover, there would be no Tom Brady. There would be no 6th round draft pick who turned out to be the greatest of all time. There would be no Christoph Waltz, an actor who didn't get discovered until he was damn near 60, ends up being one of the greatest actors ever. You know what I mean? So it's like if we just all just took things at face value, there'd be so many amazing stories of humanity in the arts and in athletics and everything that stories would have never been told because we would have never given them a second look.
Can you star this comment?
Which one?
That Numero said about capitalism. Says it's capitalism over everything. This is what I want to bring up to.
I'm not gonna post that because it's an inside. No, it's an inside comment that nobody knows. Nobody knows who Kyle is. So
I don't know who that is either. But the thing he said was it's
comedy club partner. So
he said it's capitalism over everything, and this is what bothers me about that. And like motherfuckers are like stupid capitalists, and like they have this sort of commie socialist point of view when it comes to this. Hey man. Capitalism requires you provide something in return for the money.
Well, here's the thing, though. I don't disagree that capitalism is the right thing. And by the way, this is a good thing that Numero brought up. Okay. The reason that the comedy club that Mike David and Kyle Lane put together in the beginning didn't work is because they had very diametrically opposed ideas where Mike was like, it has to all be about the comedy. And Kyle was like, it's all about the draw. They're actually both right. Because the reality is this, you need to bring people in or else you don't have a business. But if you don't provide an experience once they're in there that's memorable, that's something that they go home and they're quoting bits from the comic the night before, then that's not good either. So
right.
You can't.
But that's what I mean about capitalism. You have to provide the service.
But it's got to be both, though. Like, this is the problem is the idea is people think it's an either or. They think, well, if you're an artist, you can't be a capitalist. And if you're a capitalist, then you can't be an artist. You can be both. You can be both. And so the argument, this whole conversation started because you called out someone earlier today for just being a capitalist and pretending to be a comedian and saying, listen, I know what I'm talking about. Look at my follower count. Look at my video views. And it's like, you suck. Mm-hmm. That's why if you go look at your ability, like where is it crossed over on any other platform? You
get less views than the Big Uglies on your fucking YouTube. You have 200,000 fucking followers. Suck my dick.
You have 200,000 followers on Instagram, so you figured out Instagram, okay? But where does it translate? Like, where is your heat anywhere else? And this is another thing. There's another thing I'll throw out there. Has anybody ever written anything about you? Has anybody ever talked about you? Has anybody ever covered anything you're doing or moving or working on or any of that? No. You know what I mean? You can't even find your fucking name in the first 6 pages of Google. Now you have a very common name, so that sucks. But my point is like people should be talking about what you're doing if you've been doing it for 10 fucking plus years. There should be some story somewhere where somebody covered some shit you did or were doing or working on or something you released or something you made. Right? And if you only exist, and this is where comedy club bookers get it wrong, you can't just look at somebody's TikTok or Instagram numbers and think they're going to be able to provide your guest with a weekend experience.
Because what happens? It's the same reason Vegas is failing.
It's a fucking rug pull. You come in, you get my money, and then I'm never going to give it to you again because it fucking sucked.
It's exactly why Vegas is failing. Vegas used to cater to the gamblers, comp you, and put you in there going, hey, this is not a bad experience. I actually like this. You lose money, but they reward you, and it makes me come back and stuff. Then they were like, hey, what about college kids that love DJs and shit? They'll come and pay thousands of dollars once. and
by the way, Numero, this is why you do such a horrible job of pretending to be neutral. He goes, this is why Kyle truly forced Mike out. They used his grading persona as a front. No, Mike was stealing money from the fucking business, dude. Go back and look at the court records. Go back and listen to
that's the other side of capitalism.
like,
Theft. That's communism.
No, dude. And people love to like rewrite history. They love to listen to Mike's fucking revisionist history story of this. There were so many comedians who did podcasts when this all happened fucking 15 years ago that told everyone what happened. That he was stealing money from the club. He was stealing money from comedians. He charged somebody to do a special, never did it. He fucking kept all of James Fritz's album money because he did it on his label. You know, I listened to him and Melton the night, the one of the weekends we were there, brag about the fact that they took money for merch and then never fucking delivered the merch to their fans. And they were like, aren't our fans idiots? And I was just like, dude, you guys are sick.
Yeah, there's a certain level that has to come with it. When you're an artist, you're a capitalist, you could be both.
And by the way, I just say that to say this is that is the core of all the Red Bar hate. The core of all the Red Bar hate is that I knew that Mike was trying to rob us when he tried not to pay us before we left Chicago. And I was the one who forced Patrick to confront Kyle and make sure we got paid before we left town. Because I was like, if you leave town without cash, you're never getting fucking paid. We're not getting paid for this weekend. And I was like, I'm losing money on the weekend because I took time off work and I was making feature money. So I was like, dude, I'm not gonna not get my fucking small 400 bucks. Like that's break even money for me. So but anyway, that's all in the past. My point is like it's you can't
when I said like the
pretend to be neutral and then spout the propaganda, buddy.
Right. So like this is going to the hilarious video I seen today that I sent you from Dalia, who was talking about
Eric, can I pull this up? This is hilarious.
Talking about the Saudi Arabian festival and how these people, everybody that went there are already fucking millionaire comics, and they're full of shit when they talk about women's rights and Me Too this and COVID and Trump's Hitler. And it's like, yeah, but how big's the bag? Oh, he's just like takes off on the plane. That was the funniest shit to me.
This is one of the funniest. This is definitely like,
well, this is the part about you can be a capitalist and an artist, but you can pick and choose, and you can, but if you're going to pretend, then you'll always be pretending.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw this before you sent it to me. And I was fucking dying at this, dude.
I love this shit. This was so funny. He hit the nail on the head with this one.
Nope, not that.
And in Saudi Arabia, even though half of them were very serious about the Me Too movement, and I'm not saying I would or wouldn't go. If the bags are plenty, maybe you go. You do a few fucking jokes about pants, you fly home. But this Riyadh comedy festival where what's that? Riyadh? Look how fucking cool I am. I don't even know what it is. You got these comedians that are like, I don't know. And then they go, what's the bag? Bro, they won't let women show their mouths. Comedians that are like, women's rights. We're here for minority. We do all the things. Everybody says, what's the bag? Fucking laying down first class. So anyway, you guys ever been to Costco? Put your whole face under my balls, this world.
It's so funny.
It's insane. Comedians have zero backbone.
Yeah,
I mean, it's such backwards bullshit, dude. Oh yeah, I believe everyone's good. Oh, everyone be good. Everyone be good. Let's do that. Free speech too, by the way. What'd they do? Kill a journalist? That's terrible. Wait a minute. What's the bag? Here I come, Rihanna.
Wait, they killed a journalist? What's the bag?
That's what's funny is like, what's so funny, and listen, he didn't say his own shit, but I'm sitting here going, they kicked this guy out of fucking Hollywood because he fucked some 18, 19-year-olds who were showing up to get fucked. And by the way, they were also there for the bag.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 37, 38, and I'm only 18. That's creepy. What's the bag? Right? Like, same bit, just right? That's them. Not on the plane, not the but the and then he's like, I'm sorry, I had a lovely evening with you, but this will not continue beyond this evening. And they go, a crime has been committed now. And you go, I'm sorry, I thought we had a lovely evening where I banged you out and sent you on your way.
I left without money, so
A crime has been committed. Yeah, I got all worked up before this podcast. I don't know if you could tell, but you know what fires me up, like ready to just start punching women in the streets, is if I watch
hopefully nothing.
if I watch Lila Rose, I think that's her name, debate pro-abortion women. Like, I watch that Jubilee, like my YouTube is just on in the background a lot of times and it just cycles through videos, and it pulled up that Jubilee that was her debating the pro-abortion women. And listening to these fucking bitches
Psychos
explain their rationale as if there is any, other than just like, I should be able to do it because I fucking want to. What about what I want? And it's like, that's because we can't govern society off of that. That's an insane way to try to fucking create a structure.
Dude, I heard John Fogel say the government is forcing women to have babies against their will.
Against their will. I'm sorry. Is
what?
Is JD Vance and Trump like peeling back labia?
Now, fucker, hold on. Now, fucker, hold her down. Now, fucker, this is when they're ovulating. You got to stick it in and then keep it. And you got to keep it in. You're keeping it.
People were mad that I said grab them by the pussy, but they never asked why you do it. You hold it open.
Because you're forcing. You're forcing having it against their will. What do you want to have it against their will? Meanwhile, Trump literally, his FDA came out with a fucking new abortion pill today. It's like, this guy's not anti-abortion at all.
No.
So they're barking up the wrong tree, homie.
The really pro-life people were like, Trump's not pro-life enough. And I agreed. I was like, I do not agree. I know he's trying to get elected, but I don't think he's pro-life enough.
I don't think he's pro-life at all. And also pro-life, that's a whole another thing. They're like, oh, you're really pro. That was a bad choice of like selling point. It was like, you're pro-choice. All they should have said is, no, we're anti-abortion, because I'm definitely pro-death penalty for psychopaths. Mm-hmm. So no. It's like,
well, just the fact that guy on Piers Morgan, John, what's his name?
Fogelsang.
Okay. I call him John Faggot Face.
Yeah.
The fact that John Faggot Face, and by the way, Piers Morgan's people, if you were ever so inclined and nice enough to have me on, I want you to know I will call him John Faggot Face to his fucking faggot face. I will say it to him on the show. So don't ever be mad at me if you ever have me on and I go, fucking John Faggot Face over here. I'm going to say it. I'm saying it now, but I will definitely say it on Piers Morgan's show.
Like it's Hollywood Squares, and he's like below you. The thing. You're like, yo,
fucking faggot face for sure. Faggot face. Literally acting like because the Bible doesn't explicitly state and outlaw abortion itself, that it somehow permits it.
No, that Jesus was like almost for it.
Yes, and I'm like, you fucking. First of all, fucking Jew. What a Jewish interpretation of the word of God.
He's not. He claims he's Catholic. He's not. But
yeah, he's one of these Joe Biden Catholics who's like, listen, kill as many babies as you want. I'm a Catholic.
Yeah, dude. It's literally like the Sopranos shit. Like they only go to Catholic mass. Like at somebody's funeral they just killed. It's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah, dude. Exactly. Hey, so what are you gonna do? It's a real sin here.
Oh my God, Maron, the guy.
So
yeah, it's a tragedy. Yeah, it really is.
They shot him when they shoot him right in his back of his lying fucking two-faced head.
Oh, Maron. So it goes so young these days.
It's just sin. What are you gonna do? It's just sin.
What are you gonna do? You know, and then so the fact that D'Elia is like this, saying this is so much so that everyone. Dave Chappelle got up there. Same thing. He can criticize anybody. It's like criticizing Israel doesn't mean I'm criticizing all Jews. Criticizing Dave Chappelle is me going, yeah, dude, his last couple specials stink. And he said there's more free speech in Saudi Arabia than there is in America. Are you out of your fucking mind?
Try them. Try to violate the things in the contract and see if they just sue you.
There it is.
You know what? You know what you don't ever hear about? Saudi lawsuits. You really don't ever hear about Saudis filing lawsuits.
They don't. These are the guys that funded ISIS.
That is life, and then the
alternative.
Right.
Please.
Alternative lifestyles. There is the life that you live in the free and the good, and then my friend.
There is my friend.
The alternative.
Speaking of alternative, Antifa was in the news today, our favorite friends. They were the pieces of shit that like to protest everything that we ever did with Gavin, and everything that we were on the America Strikes Back tour. It was an Antifa journalist wherever you went. There's an Antifa crowd with bullhorns. While everyone's inside enjoying a show, they're just pretending they're tough. Finally got named terrorist organization. Finally being dealt with force. And now they have. Did you see that Portland PD, were like helping Antifa and identify ICE agents that detained their friends?
Yes.
What the fuck world are we living in?
We saw this because Nick Sorter, who's a very big Twitter account on the right, got arrested just for covering this shit. And this goes back to like the fucking authoritarianism that was happening under Biden, when like Andy No would be going to these things and getting fucking arrested for getting maced and fucking milkshaked and
followed and doxxed and all those things.
People tried to fucking kill Andy No on a million occasions. Well, not a million, but probably 100 occasions. No lie. No embellishment. Andy No probably was almost murdered 100+ times just by covering this shit. And by the way, like, if we didn't have an Andy No covering this shit, people wouldn't even know like 90% of what they know about Antifa right now. Like
how they're organized and how they're an actual organization.
The narrative about Antifa, like this is the
just
thing.
An idea.
I don't know if Andy has ever been nominated for a Nobel Prize or a Pulitzer, but he fucking deserves one, because without Andy No's work, the truth of Antifa would still be buried in the shadows. And that statement that Joe Biden made at the fucking debates when he was like, Antifa is just an idea.
Hey, say what you want, say what you mean. They're just an idea, man. How's a guy going to name himself anti-fascist when there's fighting against fascism? Like Donald Trump, real threat to democracy.
You know, and I posted on X earlier today. I go, oh, you guys remember all the times that the Proud Boys like fought the cops and took over entire cities? And oh yeah, because me neither. It never happened.
No, Proud Boys went to jail for fighting Antifa, for
defending themselves against Antifa. You know, and it's just, you know, the fucking and by the way, like this goes back. This is all of it right now. Like people go, oh, are we on the verge of a civil war? Like, is this a crusade? Is it left versus right? Is it Christians versus atheists? No. This is a war on truth. All of this stuff we're talking about here is about the society we live in, and we're in an active war on truth, right? Like, you still have these fucking faggots who go on the news and say shit like, you go, give me one example. Give me one example of violence on the right akin to what happened to Charlie Kirk. And they'll go, all those cops that were murdered on January 6th. And you go, there wasn't one cop murdered on the only person who was murdered on January 6th was
Ashley Babbitt by a black Capitol police officer who was suspended previously.
So it's like, and by the way, none of those people that went into the Capitol were armed.
And you know how we knew all those people were in the Capitol? Because the people taking pictures all had press badges.
Yes,
and they were let in.
Let them in. They let them in. I mean, go back and watch the Jenkum episode with Sean Weitzman, where he describes in detail, you know, and go. I think we went through his footage where he's like, he goes, I literally thought in the beginning that they were letting people in and there was going to be some sort of like a town hall where they let people say their piece. And he goes, when they fucking shot Ashley, I was like, oh my God, they're going to kill all of us. Like, they're literally going to lock us into this fucking rotunda and they're going to execute all of us.
There's also this belief, and this goes back to like a same with the Charlie Kirk stuff and how I even got into that with a hack comic earlier today of there's this belief that
this thing too of like, not to, I just want to steer you so we don't get away from this point. Cause you and I talked about this earlier. Also this lying masked as ignorance. Like, so this guy, you're talking about this bits. He's like, well, I don't even know about Charlie Kirk. So I'm just going to lie and make it sound like I'm fucking guessing. And it's like, no, you're lying and you're pretending not to know. Yeah. Like, a huge difference there where you just go, fucking white supremacist guy, right? Like, you know, and you just go, what's white supremacist? Well, you know, the shit he would say was like very divisive or whatever. No, what did he say that was white supremacist? I don't even really know, dude. I just like, you know, that's just what people say. Well,
yeah,
then
there's two things about that.
You should fucking jump off a cliff.
Yeah, there's two things about that. Number one,
you should be forced to suck your own dick at gunpoint if you pretend that your deliberate lying is ignorance. Like, the penalty for that should be forced to suck your own dick at gunpoint. If you go, yeah, I don't know. This is something a child would do, where they would go into a store and they would just take something, and you go, "What are you doing? Are you stealing that?" And they go, "Oh, I thought it was for free for everybody. I thought these were just for free Mercedes Benzes. I thought these were for free Jordan Air Force 2s." And you just go, "No," and they go, "Oh, my bad." You know what this is? And I'm going to say it. This is Nog Logic. This is
logic.
This is Nog Logic. This is
logic.
Logic.
Okay. The thing about that bothers me the most is, again, this assumed truth of ignorance that they'll be like, man, if the roles were reversed, if that was a bunch of black people doing that, they would have shot them all. Like, no, they wouldn't, because
fiction.
But we have proof that no, they wouldn't. Otherwise, they would have shot all the BLM writers
and all the civil rights marchers. Selma would have just been the largest mass shooting.
Like,
yeah, remember when the government pulled the Gatling gun out on Selma, which is like, no,
that's why they used fire hoses back then. They're like, this is terrible.
Yeah,
they'd be like, yeah, dude, I'm starting to be like, I have no idea what happened back then, but if they're breaking windows and trying to burn shit down, you would use fire hoses.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
Minneapolis could have used some fire hoses during the George Floyd time.
And my other problem with this, the other thing about it is,
isn't it funny that they were like, they couldn't bring out fire hoses because they're like, listen, I know we want to put out the fires, but if one of those accidentally hits a black person, we will never recover from this.
Dude, that's why China, they don't give a fuck, dude. And in fact, in China, during the Hong Kong shit, they brought out fire trucks with the fire hoses on there that had blue dye in the water so that anybody that was out there, they would know the next day. They just, even if they misted the whole crowd, it was just like, yeah, you're not covered in blue shit. We'll prosecute you next week. Right? It's like, that shit ain't coming off. No, but my other like problem with all that is the word they use when they go, well, he was really divisive. He was really divisive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saying the truth in a land full of bullshit is divisive.
Yes.
Being a Christian when they're trying to tell you in a secular society that ain't right or that ain't good is divisive. Telling young guys in college to stop fucking every day, find a wife and have some kids is divisive. Telling women not to go to work and that they shouldn't be, and you should be looking for a husband in these same college years as these men stop and can keep their dick in their pants is divisive. It's supposed to be divisive. Because mainstream, like you said, slop fest is going on.
Yeah.
Divisive isn't bad if everything is shit.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, what? All of a sudden, he was like, well, that's really divisive. Yeah, you know what's really divisive? Jesus. And they murdered him because of it.
Right.
You could say that. MLK, no, he's a commie. You could say he was divisive and they killed him for it.
Yeah.
Anybody who is the great unifier is divisive.
Well, Carlin had that great bit about that. He goes, you ever notice how anytime anybody comes along with a message of, we should all just kind of put our differences aside and come together and live as one people and love one each other? Bang, dead.
That's the Patrice had that.
MLK
Patrice had that bit too, right? Where he was like, I don't want to be like that. We are the world, come together. Remember Malcolm X? Well, Malcolm X was hating white people, like kill Whitey. That nigga was living an awesome life. As soon as he came back from Mecca, right, and was like, maybe we should love each other. It was like, get your hand out my pocket, nigga. That was it.
Yeah,
that's
right. Yeah,
that's it. It's like anybody who's a great unifier is actually divisive because divide and conquer is their fucking entire MO. So somebody who is a unifier is actually divisive.
And so I guess in a roundabout way, we're conversationally answering the question I asked you earlier, which is what compels you to comment on shit like this. But it's an injustice. It's an injustice and it's a denial of reality. So I'm assuming that's what chaps your ass about it is. Are we going to keep pretending this guy doesn't suck?
Well, the other thing is too, he's out there going like, saying like, I looked up, I didn't know what assassination meant. And then in the same bit says, I did 2 tours in Iraq. And like, so you're going to dumb yourself down on stage and then use this assumed truth to pander to a bunch of people and claim you didn't know who this was. Then he was like, then I saw the comments after I looked up what the word assassination meant. And I seen these comments. Comments on what? Dictionary.com? No, you saw comments on the memes that you were hacking to use on stage. You fucking liar.
Yeah.
So to act like you're oblivious to all this shit, but then I just had an opinion right now. No, you had an opinion and then went to the stage with it, and your opinion happened to be commenters' opinion. It's like going up there and just reading to the crowd a bunch of Redditors' opinions. That's what this fucking dude did, and that's why I said it's fucking hack.
And this is what's so amazing to me, right? Like, we have friends. We have a couple of friends. One of them you sent a video of me today, the girl. A couple of friends who we know are conservative behind the scenes, right? And
closed door conservatives, we call
yes,
closeted conservatives.
And I have conversations with her back when we used to talk regularly, which we don't anymore. Probably this is one of the reasons. She works so hard to get to the point where she's working enough to pay her bills, and she finally is, and is like a real big like working probably 40 weeks a year as a stand-up, doing clubs, doing pretty good, has really good TV credits, like really, really good stand-up TV credits, right? And it's not a household name, but is at pretty much, I would say, in the top third of like working comedians, okay? And this is the difference, is like, if you put more of yourself into your work at this point,
you'd blow up.
You could potentially become Shane Gillis big, because
like as a woman,
because the thing is, like, brilliant writer, brilliant comic, like there's no debating that. Very, very good timing, very, very good writing, very likable, but in a weird way, like kind of like a likable cunt. You know what I mean? And so if you put some authenticity into what you do, you could be great. You could be one of the greatest. You could go from doing those clubs to doing to theaters and maybe arenas, but you're so afraid to lose the little bit that you have, that you fought so hard to get. Like these are the people that like go up $100 at the table and cash out. And I go,
what if I lose it all?
What if I lose the 100? And it's like, I'm fucking Mike McDermott, baby. I'll sit across from the Mad Russian with my last fucking 10 grand, knowing that if I lose it, they'll kill me in the morning, rather than cash out with $100.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That is no way to live. That is
being risk averse. And I'll say this has to do with like calling out.
If you're risk averse, go be a fucking CPA.
But that's the problem with that shit earlier is when they're sitting there have your own opinion. You're hiding behind this. You're like, well, these are comments I saw. If you listen, this is what people said. I go, yeah, I know. That's why you're a fucking hack. Why don't you stop being a coward and say how you feel about the subject? Because you're afraid people are going to judge you for your opinions and how you can't write a bit to go with your opinion. See, I can write bits based on my point of view. You can't. That's the difference. You can spout out a meme that somebody else wrote that's hacky as fuck and then hide behind it and go, hey, man, I'm just fucking around up here. It's like, no, man, I take this serious. Sorry. Yeah. Like, it's just, we can do this shit all day and we'll be like, oh, it is what it is. And I mean, being a fucking hack is fine for a lot of people because they'll literally, and I've heard veteran comics say this about going on the road and stuff too. It's like, dude, don't worry. It's like, we could go, like, we're going to some small fucking middle of nowhere place, whether it's El Paso or fucking Little Rock, Arkansas or something, Tulsa. I'll just be like, dude, you can hack it up on the road. And be like, or you could work on your bits and perfect them and not be a hack. Yeah. Like, what do you mean I can hack it up while we're on the road? No. I refuse. Like, no, thank you. Like, that is, and that was something that I learned so early on.
And this is the thing is, like, you can think I suck. That's fine.
Yeah.
But what I will tell you is that I do try not to. I do put a lot of thought into what I do so that I have the least likelihood of sucking. Right. Yeah. And by the way, and I never feel like it's enough. I never feel like, I feel like I could be getting up and running this more. I could be getting up and I could be writing more. I could be running shit more. I could be getting more, comfortable with the verbiage of this stuff. I could play with it if I got on. Like, I know it's never as much as it could be in terms of working on it, but I do really care about the quality of what I put out.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of people I don't think people remember this. When I did Social Hand Grenades in 2012, it was the second time we did it. We did one with Patrick Melton where Patrick recorded it at a fucking place in Fullerton. And the set wasn't great. The fucking bar noise was too loud. And I could have just been like, fuck it, put it out. Fuck it, put it out. But I was like, no, it sucks. Don't put it out. And he agreed. He was like, yeah, dude, it's not good. We shouldn't put it out. Just do it again in like 90 days or do it again and the bits will be better and everything else. And so we spent the money again and did it again and then put it out. And it's the same reason why, like, when I found out that somebody had recorded a set of mine when I was like very new in comedy and was like trying to put it out and profit off of it when I got a TV show, I sent him a cease and desist. I was like, dude, take this down or I'm going to fucking sue you. This shit sucks. I would never put this out. This is from like 3 months into being a comedian. So, it's just like, and fucking Nig, by the way, who was just like, it was my show. I produced it, so I recorded everybody's sets, so I own them. No, okay, we'll see. We'll see.
I signed nothing, so
here's your paperwork. We'll see. We'll see how your understanding of intellectual property law works, but your Nogjic is not going to hold up in the courtroom. Something tells me. Yeah. So it's like The thing that is the kind of the sticking point with all of this is that what chaps your ass and what provokes you to get involved in these internet fucking things is this war on truth, this idea that like the truth doesn't matter.
Yeah, and I lost my accounts already, right? I come out from the perspective of, dude, I have nothing to lose. Lost my I can't use my fucking name on Instagram. You can't type in @Carl Spitali. Like, so
you like can't find a lot of archives. You can find a lot in the archives.
You can't, because you click on the name, it just says this account doesn't exist.
Oh, so they not only did they ban you,
yeah, they nuked my shit. Yeah. So like, how did that happen? Because they said I had too many strikes against me for misinformation. And then when people came onto my page, like, dude, you're really crazy, or you're really going in on this. I go, get off my page, you fucking goofy bitch. And I would go, you already have strikes against you. That's one, right? People would report that. Now it'd be like your comment was removed. And I had too many strikes on it. When people go into my page and call me insane for calling out SAG-AFTRA, for calling out comedy clubs. And it's one of those things. It's like, dude, all money ain't good money. And like, I lost it because I have convictions and I have principles and stuff. And it's like, and we can shift into this too, but the all money ain't good money actually resonates with me, right? And I know people can say whatever they want about you, and I'll say this all the time. I know you have integrity, and like these people will sell their soul for anything. That's why the D'Elia video is so hilarious.
Yeah,
and why he's saying
fucking,
these comedians have zero bag. What's the bag?
This is the one thing is like, listen, Chris and I aren't friends. We've never actually sat down and had a conversation with one another. We barely know each other. He's always been weird around me, and as I've speculated many times on many podcasts and told the story that he hit on my ex when we first started dating, and she was like, I'm dating this guy who's also a comic, you know, and then he got weird and like blocked her because she wouldn't fuck him. And by the way, little do you know, you would have had to get in line behind a lot of big dick black dudes. Just so you know. It would have been like waiting in line at the Forum in the 80s for fucking scalp.
Showtime Lakers.
Yeah, that's what it would have been like. You would have been trying to get scalped tickets at Showtime Lakers, my friend. But Chris D'Elia has genuinely made me laugh 2 times very, very hard. One of them was the, what's the bag? That shit made me laugh out loud. And then, do you remember during COVID when he was talking about the Italians singing out the window? And he's like, what is it that? Open at the window. And it's just like,
remember that? During COVID, they were singing to each other from the windows. Yeah.
Get to my guitar. Open the window.
He actually made me laugh last week or 2 weeks ago when he was, hey, Pedro Pascal.
Oh, yeah.
Are we going to stop pretending this guy? He's in everything.
Yeah.
And then some dude like drove up in the car. He's like, yo, we're coming to the show. He's like, I'm about to go up right now. And then he just turned back to the camera and was like, that was Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like,
that's funny. Yeah.
That sort of shit was, you know.
By the way, the people were trying to guess in the chat. Was it Whitney Cummings, the female comic we're talking about? Is it Eliza Schlesinger? First of all, I said good. So rule Eliza out right away.
And we would have said comic with Netflix specials instead of just TV credits.
Yeah. No, and by the way, I think the person we're talking about is funnier than both of those women, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I don't think Whitney is funny at all.
I think Whitney's funnier than Eliza, but she's not as funny as the person we're talking about. And the person we're talking about has done 4 or 5 independent specials and albums at this point, maybe 6. Like very, very prolific
albums. I don't know.
No, she's done a couple. She did one of those Amazon parking lot specials. She did her own. She did a dry bar. She's so people can go. Yeah. But she's done a bunch. She's done a bunch of them.
Speaking of a bunch, there's a bunch of stuff. We're going to shift gears right here. A bunch of stuff coming out, especially today, about John Gruden.
Oh, speaking about truth.
About letting the truth come out. So Nevada blocked a thing from the NFL trying to stop a suit from going forward. And they're like, no, we'll allow it. And so now his attorneys all have the opportunity, go forward, which would most likely include discovery unless they settle. Right?
Yeah.
And they are terrified. They're absolutely terrified that this will get out about how his emails were leaked.
Mm-hmm.
About how, wait a minute, you guys were investigating the Redskins. How the fuck do you get my emails and shit? So the NFL doesn't want that shit to come out of how they're spying on, NFL owners and coaches and shit like that. And skimming their emails and all. They are not going to reveal that. So if they allow this and they say it can go to discovery, bet that the NFL settles. and or attempts to settle. And the only thing you could hope for is that Gruden's rich enough to where he won't.
Hamilton said Nevada allowing the matter to proceed public, which the NFL did not want. Correct.
Right. Which would allow. So expect the NFL to go for settlement immediately now.
Oh, of course.
And
they offer him retarded money. Like they could offer him double what he sued for. I think he sued for something like $200 million.
$250 million.
Yeah, and they could literally just go, how's 350 sound?
Well, what they could go, how about 100 cash? Right? And he'd be like, yeah.
I would not be surprised if they met his full ask at this point, because what is the potential revenue loss of the discovery?
What? Massive.
I mean, so
they'll find out that the guy, what's his name? Dan Snyder?
A voicemail of Donald Sterling going, just don't take pictures with them, got his team taken away. Imagine if the fucking colluding emails came out between Goodell and the league, Goodell and other franchise owners about getting Gruden out, trying to get Dan Snyder out. All this other shit comes out about, that it's really not, it's pay for play and there are favorite franchises. And, like this is like the funny
worst nightmare.
This is the NFL's Epstein files, if we're being honest, because if there's a chain of fucking communication, who knows what kind of other cover up shit could be going on in the background,
Yeah, because the biggest thing would be, how did they get his emails?
Right. Yeah. So
the leak is the big thing. It'd be like, how did it leak? Well, then you trace that, and then they're gonna, they'll drag it out if it's allowed to go. But I'm saying that's like 3 weeks of discovery shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not going to be a single moment in that courtroom where everybody's like, they did what? Right? Like,
yeah, I mean, and this is in a lot of these cases, like with an organization as big as the NFL, like, and this is what they'll do. They'll appeal to John and go, listen, John, you've given your whole life to this sport. How about we lift your ban? You can come back and coach, do whatever you want to do. And we'll give you $200 million. Do you really want to kill the entire NFL? Because that's what will happen. And what will happen is that it will kill the entire. Wait till the fucking shit comes out in Discovery about all the Black Lives Matter shit and the end racism shit, because this was all happening around the same time.
Well, and I'll say this, as much as I love, and honor my father and love the fact that they respect military and all that stuff, they took $53 million from the armed forces to force players to be on the field during games. During the national anthem, to use it as a recruiting tool for the military. When they belittled white males, which were their number one dying soldier for decades, generations, they belittled to where they weren't getting the recruits anymore. So they were like, let's use NFL games. Also, we're going to fucking shame them at every chance that we get.
Yeah, interesting. You ever notice how the people who believe that, everyone's a citizen, there should be no borders, no one's illegal. How come those people never why don't you just come right in and go right into forced military service and then you get to live here? Why is that never a solution for them?
Well, I know why it's not a solution for me, because they're 100% against it.
Thick back Mexicans who I do military kitchen.
No, I'm not. I'm more worried about that they have no stakes in the game when it comes to this, and they would just do anything for citizenship if they were told to, including just fire off on regular American citizens. So they use these immigrant soldiers to come and just kill regular Americans because they're not our neighbors. They're not our,
Yeah. Hamilton is another good one here. If there was evidence of collusion, it might also make Congress revisit the NFL's antitrust exemption.
100%.
Which would typically be death to the league.
That's what I'm saying. This is their worst nightmare, is this discovery. And people are just like, whatever, he's fucking racist. And go, really? How racist is the NFL or you to think that he said DeMaurice Smith, who's the NFL PA president, had two lips like Michelin tires, and you thought he was talking about all black people? You're racist.
Yeah, he could have just been talking about that guy.
He was.
You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean all black. I've seen some thin-lipped blacks. By the way, you ever seen a black woman with thin lips? Kind of hot.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you? What about what he said about Roger Goodell?
Yeah, he
He
called
said,
him anti-football faggot.
yeah, he called a football hating faggot.
Yeah.
That ain't no problem.
Prove that you're not.
Prove the discovery would be now you have to prove you're not a faggot, which means
no. Here's how we do it. Here's how we administer the test in court. Remember my cousin Vinny when he had the tape measure and he pulled it all the way to the back of the room? It's like that, but it's not. And here I'm gonna walk you through what it is. We throw a football at you while you're getting fucked in the ass, and if you drop the football, you're an anti-football faggot.
How many fingers am I holding up now? That is, I think it's time for a thicker pair.
Yeah,
that type of shit. But they're already going to lose money, the NFL, on this halftime show.
Yeah,
this new shit that they did. As much as
Baboni,
from Baboni.
At a time, by the way, where I feel like Latinos are watching less football than they've ever watched in the history of America.
The people act like, oh, really? You're not going to do it? I guarantee you, if they stuck to their guns, I mean, conservatives who claim they're going to boycott, stuck to their guns and just turned the game off at halftime and then turned it back on when the third quarter resumes. The amount of advertisers who immediately the next day, at the end of the night, would tell the NFL something has to change or we're going to pull all the ads for next year and shit, it'd be astronomical. Mm-hmm. Like to think that, oh, well, we're going to listen to the advertisers and that's the only thing that matters. We want to grow the brand globally and all this stuff. Cool. A fucking Puerto Rican who won't tour America because he's afraid his fans will get raided by ICE is now going to go and do the biggest Americana fucking festival possible in the Super Bowl.
By the way, did you look at like the last 30 Super Bowl performers? There's been like 2 bands in the last 30 years. It's like Maroon 5 and Red Hot Chili Peppers. And then like the last one was Creed in the 90s.
What? For the
No, I mean like actual bands. Like only 2 fucking bands have done the Super Bowl halftime show.
Well, they did the Who, right? Like 10 years, 12 years ago. And everybody's like, they're all old. The Who was in like, I don't know, 2008 or 10 or something. But either way.
This.
But it's Prince had a band, but it was Prince, you know. So
Bad Bunny, Kendrick Lamar, Usher, Rihanna, then the LA one, which was Dre and Snoop and Mary J. Blige and Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar's performed twice. The Weeknd, God, that was bad. Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. Bad Bunny was a special guest on that. Then Maroon 5. Okay, then Justin Timberlake, Lady Gaga. Okay, Coldplay did 2016. Wow, that's really... Yeah. Then Katy Perry, Bruno Mars, Beyonce, Madonna, Black Eyed Peas. The Who was 2010.
That's what I'm saying. 2010. That was the last like actual band other than Prince.
Years, Coldplay and Maroon 5. That was it. Since The Who. And then before that, it was like all bands. You know, Bruce Springsteen and E Street was 09. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers was 08. Prince, which was fucking amazing. 2000.
That was the best one ever. 2007, Prince.
Rolling Stones was before that. Paul McCartney before that. Then 04 was the Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, Kid Rock, that big one, the whole controversy.
But even if they're like, well, let's pander to these people, they don't even have a country artist.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's insane to me.
I'm not saying that like, oh, country is the best and it's amazing. But dude, in all those years, you never had fucking literally the biggest country acts imaginable. You could have just had one big fucking country show with all of them come out. You want a genre-less music? You could have booked Post Malone instead of the guy who's, he's the #1 streamed artist in the world. We know they lie about streams.
And this is the other thing. Show me tour numbers. Because I'll tell you who should be based off of culture and heat and in the moment and unifying. Who should be the halftime performer this year? Fucking Jelly Roll should be the halftime performer this year.
I mean, maybe, but he could have him he could come out with Posty. Post Malone is the only guy who could do. I saw him at the Forum in 2019. He brought out a rapper, like big rappers like what's his name, Lil Baby and Meek Mill and stuff. Then he brought out Ozzy fucking Osbourne and changed up. He has songs with like everybody, and then he just released a country album. That's something they're like, hey, I think everybody kind of likes this guy, and at least it's American. Like, so the thing about it is the way the Super Bowl.
You know who never performed halftime at the Super Bowl?
Metallica.
Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
That guy was the biggest fucking star in the goddamn world
in the 90s, next to Michael Jackson and who? Madonna.
Never done the Super Bowl. Never. That's fucking insane, dude.
But that's my point. Is like they don't. I mean, you could have got Garth Brooks, Reba McEntire, Alan Jackson, like have the whole country shit, and have Willie Nelson at the end. Nope, nothing. And the fact that people go, well, Bad Bunny's like the biggest streamer. He literally, like the way the Super Bowl has been the past 10 years is you are going there to promote your new tour, your new Vegas residency, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a promo gig, and it's the biggest promo spot in the world.
And he won't tour in America.
He's not touring in America. So all the ticket sales are not for America. All the ticket for everywhere else, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Like, that's the point. It's not about all his fucking music is in Spanish and it's trap rap. It's Spanish trap rap if you've ever listened to him. It's not that he wears dresses and stuff like David Bowie wore dresses and was performative and stuff. This guy wears dresses to be a fruit. This guy refuses to tour because he's an asshole. This has nothing to do. It has to do with if you are the NFL, you want to make the most money possible. He's not even going to tour at your NFL stadiums after this.
I'm going to start telling people that. I'm like, well, Carl and I would be on the road touring, but the problem is we're worried about ICE rounding up all of our fans.
Yeah, but the other thing too is like, why would anybody need to? I said the Super Bowl has been a promo thing for the last 10 years. Last 12 years, where they started charging the acts to be it. Once it was the Pepsi halftime show, they charged Katy Perry $1 million. They charged these acts money because they knew they had a world tour, an American tour to promote, and they know they're going to make it all back. What's $1 million if you're about to make 25 million in the first leg? That's what they were paying for, the exposure. That if he's the biggest in the world, no, nobody's gonna get off their ass and then go, man, this guy that I can't understand, who is not a good performer, I'm gonna go see him. Oh wait, I can't. Faggotry. Yeah. The NFL is going to lose money when people turn the fucking TV off at halftime. Period. Period. They will lose money, and I can't fucking wait.
Well, and here's the thing, too, is like you and I talk about this as football fans. The tough part about that is this year, more than any other year, you're probably going to have two small market teams in the Super Bowl, too. Like, so what do we say? This is probably Josh Allen and Buffalo's best fucking year. Now, as much as Buffalo has become like America's team, everybody's rooting for him, but it's just one of the smallest markets in the entire NFL.
Period.
You know, so you're not going to get a ton of viewership with that. And then let's say the NFC team, like
it's probably the Eagles again. Let's say it's the Eagles again.
Nobody wants to see the Eagles win again the 2 years in a row. Like they'll become like the Chiefs, where people are like, "Oh, are we going to watch fucking tush push for 2 hours?"
Yeah,
and
they'll spite. Then people will spite watch it to watch them lose. That's why I think them turning off at halftime actually seems like a good boycott.
But here's the thing, man. What if it's not Philadelphia? Because, like, as much as people go, the Philadelphia Eagles are 4-0, they're a very sloppy 4-0, and they could get got by a team like the Washington Commanders. They could get
the Detroit Lions.
Or Detroit Lions. But here's another one that's a small market team. A fucking Super Bowl. I'm just going to tell you, a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers against the Buffalo Bills with Bad Bunny as the halftime is a fucking disaster.
It's great football.
It's great.
Terrible marketing. Terrible promo.
It might end up being the lowest rated Super Bowl in NFL history. If you have a fucking Pack Bills Super Bowl, and then worst case scenario, you and I know how that game's probably going to go. The Bills score 30 fucking points in the first quarter, game over, everyone tunes out.
Hey, fuckface. They speak Portuguese in Brazil. He's gonna get the Latino fans. They're Portuguese. Yeah. They're Brazilian.
Yeah, I think he's saying because they're homosexuals.
Oh, no. Well, they're South American. Yeah, that's it. They're Portuguese. They're Brazilian. They're not Latino.
They are the gays. You are the gays. You are with the gays. Yeah. So listen, we're pretty good at predicting sports shit. My prediction is that this ends up being one of the disaster years for the Super Bowl, like maybe the lowest rated of all time. And it's going to be,
I can agree with that. Yeah.
It'll be 2 small market teams, which will be, again, great for the sport. Great. It'll be like first time Super Bowl teams, right? Like, oh yeah, the Lions haven't been in a Super Bowl. You know, the Bills, if a Lions-Bills Super Bowl with Bad Bunny at the halftime is a ratings disaster.
Bro, the NBA just went through this when the Oklahoma City Thunder won. Nobody even watched the finals.
Yeah, I didn't even know they were in it.
They won. And everybody's like, "Oh, this is great." They're trying to make this
and it was
Shy Alexander, whatever, the face of the league. It's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen, dude. It'll be a one-off. They're just like, "Oh yeah, remember when they won?" Just like the Milwaukee Bucks won a couple years ago.
Yeah,
that's already gone. They traded all those players. The only one there is still Greek Freak. It's going to be a disaster. Anyways, I think we're good on today.
Yeah, see if we have any comments worth sharing. Skills in here. Did Chargers coming to LA make you more or less of a fan? I'll never be able to really call them the LA Chargers. It does. They'll always be the San Diego Chargers to me.
By the way, they're 3-1, scored 88 points. The Jets are 0-4, scored 90 points. It's only a matter of time. It's only until we're going to break through. We're going to break through.
Welcome to Jets Cast, everybody. I love your commitment to your team in the face of so much adversity.
Oh yeah, dude. The life of a Jet fan is actually it gives you hope every day.
This is why you're Catholic, because you do know that if Christ comes back, the first thing he'll do is pull his dick out of the ass of the New York Jets, and then he will get back to saving the world.
Well, it's not him that's been doing it. It's when Namath sold his soul to fucking Satan doing that shit. As soon as he croaks, we're gonna have a breakthrough.
Well, there you go. There's you go out. You gotta tee him up. You gotta go
every year. Especially on like Jets Twitter and shit, they go, Namath's still alive.
Yeah.
They have like a celebrity countdown for him.
If anybody kills anybody for the sake of the New York Jets, it's gonna be Mike Greenberg. Because he's at his wit's end with being a fucking Jets fan. If anybody is going to decapitate Joe Namath in the name of Jets fandom, it's going to be Greenberg.
You know who else is a Jets fan in sports media like that?
No.
Rich Eisen.
Oh, yeah. Rich Eisen, yeah.
Oh, dude, every day. And like, I saw him on Edelman's podcast. And he's like, dude, what's it like being a Jets fan? He's like, dude, shut the fuck up. You know what it's like. He's like, fuck you.
I want to put this. Scissor put Vikings are going all the way this year. We talked about this.
Who's their quarterback right now?
There is a Carson Wentz, Darth Vader storyline here where this motherfucker gets reunited. And I say reunited with Justin Jefferson because he should have been with him from the very beginning. The Eagles should have if the Eagles draft Justin Jefferson instead of Jalen Reagor, Carson Wentz and Justin Jefferson probably have already won 2 Super Bowls with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts never becomes an Eagle. And Carson Wentz is talked about as in the same vein of a Josh Allen. And by the way, if you don't think Carson Wentz is as good as Josh Allen, go look at their stats through their first 100 games, compare them to each other, and realize that Carson Wentz had nowhere near the weapons that Josh Allen had in his time in Philadelphia, and he had almost the exact same stats through the first 100 games. Exact same stats as Josh Allen. Some of them were better. He had some stats that were better than Josh Allen's. I think Josh Allen hasn't beat on rushing touchdowns. But my point is there is
week 7.
There is a fucking alternate reality where the Vikings get into the fucking playoffs on the Carson Wentz revenge tour.
Week 7.
Run it.
Carson Wentz versus the Eagles.
Nice.
And
Nice.
it's in
What-
Minnesota, I think.
And what happens if they do it again in the playoffs? Because there is a there is an alternate reality where you think about this. Can the Vikings beat the Lions? Yes. Can the Vikings beat the Eagles? Yes. Can the Vikings beat the Commanders? Yeah. The Packers? Yeah. Who else is there in the playoffs? The NFC, the Rams? Sure. The NFC.
Oh, the Niners. The Niners had their fucking JV squad out there last night and ended up beating the Rams in overtime.
The NFC is the worst it's ever been in the history of football.
I don't know. Tampa might be pretty good.
Yeah, Tampa's in the play. Tampa's definitely going to win that division. They're definitely going to be in the playoffs. They're a tough team too. But my point is if you are a Minnesota Vikings team with that defense and with those receivers, like when everybody gets healthy and off suspension,
His name, what's his name? Addison?
Jordan Addison. He just came back last week, I think.
It's gonna be a smoke show out there, dude.
You have Thielen, Addison, Jefferson, and Hawkinson, who at one point was the best tight end in football.
So they didn't travel this week. I don't know if you've seen that. They played in Dublin, right? Then they stayed because they're in London this week.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Carson he's doing the Europe, the UK tour out there.
I'm just saying, I see a path, and listen, I'll tell you what, where I will give the nod to the Vikings over all these other teams. I think Kevin O'Connell's play calling is better than the Eagles' play calling. It's better than Detroit's offensive play calling. It's better than the Niners' offensive play calling. The only NFC team who I think could outplay call Kevin O'Connell is the Rams, is McVay.
And Stafford's got a lot to do with that because Stafford was slinging it. And the only reason that some of that shit didn't happen for him last night is Devontae Adams was not on the same page with him. He was like, zigging when he should have zagged and shit like that. But we'll see. We'll find out.
Yeah.
All right, you fuckers. Let's see. Nope. No more comments. What up, Skills?
By the way, guys, support us on Patreon. Go to biguglies.com. Support the show over there. We'd love to get enough support to where we can be enticed to do a bonus episode every week. That would be great.
Yeah.
So go build the fucking, go help us build the Patreon up, support the show, and keep joining us every Friday. We do this at 4:30 Pacific time, leading into our friends on the biggest problem in the universe. And yeah, sometimes we go over like tonight, but it was a good episode. Thank you guys.
Enjoy the big